Rain is supposed to eventually stop. Every storm does have an ending. But what happens if it doesn't? What happens when the sun becomes something you have to earn? We're all taught that heroes sacrifice for the greater good, that one life is a small price to pay for millions. But what if that one life is your entire world? That's the brave, deeply uncomfortable question at the heart of Weathering with You. And the answer it gives challenges everything we thought we knew about being a hero. This isn't just a story about a selfish choice, it's a story about a human choice, and why choosing one person over the world might just be the most profound act of love there is. Every great story needs stakes, and in Weathering with You, the stakes feel almost biblical. Tokyo is drowning, and an endless, unnatural rain has brought one of the world's largest cities to a standstill. It's a constant, oppressive gray that seeps into every corner of life. This isn't the work of some villain, it's a quiet, creeping disaster. It's a pretty clear nod to our own climate crisis, a catastrophe born from collective inaction. As one of the characters puts it, the world has just gone crazy. In this drowning world steps Hina, the sunshine girl. She has this miraculous ability she can pray for the sun, and for a few precious hours, the clouds will part its ways. For a city starved of light, she's their sun. But this gift comes with an ancient, terrifying catch. To restore balance to the weather, a sacrifice is required. Hina, as the sunshine girl, must offer herself to the sky, vanishing from the world to let the sun return. It's a classic setup, the trolley problem of the global scale. The needs of many, the millions suffering in a flooded Tokyo, outweighs the need of one. From a pure numbers perspective, but the choice is pretty obvious. A single life, however tragic it might be, is a small price to pay for the salvation of an entire city. And that choice belongs to the hero. The heroes make the hard choices. The hero sacrifices. But Weathering with You has no interest in repeating that same old story that we all know. It wants to tear it apart, to hold that old trope up to the light and reveal it's cold, maybe even inhuman. The film shows us this immense weight of the world, the suffering city, and the pressure on its young heroes. Also, it can ask a much harder question. What is the world truly worth? To get the film's radical conclusion, you have to understand Hodoka and Hina. They aren't heroes, they're not destined for greatness, they're just kids, thrown away by the world long before they were ever asked to save it. Hodoka is a 16-year-old runaway, escaping a troubled home life on a remote island for Tokyo. He gets there with nothing and finds that the city's that's indifferent at best and predatory at worst. He's homeless, hungry, and invisible. A kid who fell right through the cracks of a system that fails to protect people like him. Hina is an orphan working underage to support herself and her younger brother. She's also a victim of circumstances, forced into a dangerous life on the fringes. They find each other in this shared desperation when Hina gives a starving Hodoka a Big Mac. It's not just a charity. For Hodoka, it's the first real human kindness he's known. The first time he feels like he actually matters. Their bond isn't some fairy tale romance, it's a lifeline. They build a small, fragile world together out of pure necessity. A found family where they can finally feel safe. They turn Hina's power into a small business, bringing sunshine for weddings and birthdays. Not to save the world, but just to be able to pay their rent. It's a sharp commentary on how even a literal miracle gets commodified in a world that exploits vulnerability. And this is a crucial lens for the film's central choice. The world that demands Hina's sacrifice is the same world that failed Hodoka. The same world that left Hina to fend for herself. To Hodoka, the world is an abstract, hostile thing. But Hina is real. Her smile is real. And her kindness, that's his reality. The time he spent with her is more precious than anything the city could ever give him. So when the film asks if he'd sacrifice Hina for the world, it's not really asking him to choose between one person and millions. It's asking him to choose between his entire world and everyone else's. For him, losing Hina is the end of the world. The film brilliantly reframes the grand logical question into something fiercely personal. It argues that love isn't about grand gestures for an abstract humanity. It's about the unwavering conviction that one specific person is irreplaceable. The climax of Weathering with You is a breathtaking rejection of the hero's sacrifice. After Hina accepts her fate and vanishes, bringing back a perfect blue sky, Hodoka refuses to let that be the end. He fights and claws. He even points guns at the police standing in his way. He shatters society's rules to chase his own justice. Saving Hina, he reaches the world in the clouds where she becomes an ethereal sacrifice, and he screams, Who cares if we can't see the sunshine ever again? I want you more than any blue sky. In that one moment, he makes his choice. He chooses Hina, and the world, as promised, pays the price. The rain returns heavier than ever. In any other story, that would make him the villain. His choice is objectively selfish. He puts what he wants over the well-being of millions. He dooms Tokyo to an endless rain and rising waters. But the film refuses to paint him as the bad guy. Instead, it frames his choice as the most human thing he could possibly do. And that's the core idea of this entire movie. Mythical heroes are defined by selflessness. They sacrifice their personal desire for the big ideas like justice or the greater good. They're symbols, not people, but Hodoka isn't a symbol. He's a messy, flawed, emotional teenager. His choice isn't born from cold logic, it's born from desperate, all-consuming love. He rejects the idea that Hina's worth is based on her usefulness. He chooses her for her, not for what she can do for everybody else. The film makes a profound point. Maybe love in its purest form can't exist without being a little selfish. To truly love someone is to declare that they are important to you more than the world, that their life is non-negotiable. Hodoka's choice isn't an act of villainy, it's an affirmation of his humanity. He's saying that the small, precious world he built with Hina is the only one worth saving. He forces the world to face the mess it made, rather than placing that burden on the shoulders of a single child. After saving Hina, Hideka is forced to go back to his home island and finish school by the police. And by the end of the film, we cut to the future, and it's 3 years later. Tokyo is half submerged, but life as always goes on. Humanity adapts. The film doesn't show it as an apocalypse, just resilience. When Hodoka eventually finds Hina again, she's praying on a street overlooking the drowned city. He sees that she still carries the guilt of their choice. And in the film's final beautiful moments, he takes that burden from her. He tells her we'll be alright. He takes her hand, affirming their choice wasn't a mistake. It was a choice they made to live, and to live together. Weathering with You doesn't give us an easy answer. It doesn't say Hodoka was right. Instead, it challenges our very definition of what's right and wrong. It rejects the simple math of the greater good and argues for a different kind of heroism. The heroism of personal conviction. It suggests that growing up isn't about learning to sacrifice yourself. It's about deciding who and what you're unwilling to lose. The film's final message is one of profound quiet hope. The rain never stopped in Tokyo, but Hodoka stopped running away. Hina is beginning to let go of the weight of the world. The sunshine they found in each other has proved more lasting than any blue sky could. And we're left with this beautiful, complicated idea. Maybe saving the world isn't about stopping the flood. Maybe it's about finding the person you're willing to weather the storm with. So, what would you have done? Is it really selfish to save your world? Even if your entire world is one person. So, how far would you go for love?